Hey guys, okay. So now I'm gonna record. So yeah, guys, let me mute everyone out real quick so that I don't hear all the feedback. Okay. So thanks for taking the time to come on here tonight, and thanks for being patient. Oh, hang on, someone. Okay, no, that's not them. Okay, so yeah, we really appreciate you guys being here, and I'm excited to help you guys become diamonds. And Bonnie, sorry again that you're hearing this as a repeat, but the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys about this is just because I realized about just life in general that we are all made for more. Like, we're not made for mediocrity. God made us to do really, really big things. And, with Him, we can do anything, and He can give us the strength to do anything, like literally. Like, He wants to help us make big stuff happen. He wants us to dream big. And, I've just kind of gone through this whole like self-discovery phase lately. What am I trying to say? Just about how really we can do anything that we set our mind to. And I wanted to just kind of, I don't remember if I talked to you about this, Amanda, when we were on with Chelsea, but I just wanted to kind of like, share my story of what I've been through, since I became a coach. I wasn't one of those people that like started this out and just like, was super successful right away. I actually let fear hold me back for my first 9 months. I think it took me that long to become diamond. I wasn't super quick like Kimmie and Chelsea, but I was determined to never give up. And last year I made a goal to become an elite coach, but I didn't really put in the action, and I didn't really have the belief in myself. So because I'm the kind of person that doesn't give up, I made it my goal again this year. And I honestly had no flipping clue how it was going to happen. And I honestly didn't believe that it would happen until October, when I went to the Tony Robbins conference, and it literally just changed my whole life. Like, after I walked on fire, I was just like, okay, if I can walk on fire, like, of course I can be an elite coach. I can freaking do anything I want to if I can walk on fire. So I just came back and I was like, I'm going to make this happen. And I just kind of learned from Tony that it's 80% belief and it's 20% actions. So if you sit there and you have like doubts about it and all that stuff, then it's not going to happen. You have to have belief in yourself. And I'll kind of give you guys some tips on how I've changed that. It's really changed over the past couple months. Like, I literally went from a 1-star diamond to a 5-star diamond in the matter of like, I guess like a month or 2 months. I don't know exactly how long it took me, but I have struggled with negative self-talk and never believing in myself my whole entire life. So I kind of share with you guys some ways that I overcame that, and how I was able to reach my goal of elite. And I really think that when you have belief and you have faith and you have a clear plan, when you have God on your side, I think that's the ultimate formula to success. So I wanted to just start out kind of by talking about your goal of being a diamond coach. And there's 3 different things that I think are super important when it comes to setting your goals. The first thing that you want to do is you want to figure out, why do you want to do this? Like, it has to be more than, I just want to be diamond just because it sounds cool, or, it's the next thing I should do, or whatever. I want to be sparkly. Like, that's not a big enough why. You have to have something that's really going to propel you forward, to make you want to do this on the days that are hard. Because honestly, I've been struggling with this a lot lately myself, because of stuff I've been going through in my personal life with my ex-boyfriend contacting me. It's been hard for me to be motivated lately, but I know why I'm doing this. So I just push myself to do it every day. And your why is definitely something that's going to change over time. A lot of people, like, when I started this, you guys, I didn't even like care if I made money. I didn't think I would ever make money. I thought it was like a pyramid scheme. I didn't want to do sales. Like, I just refused to talk to people about it. The only reason I wanted to try it was because I wanted to help people, because I didn't like my job. I wasn't fulfilled. And then when I started it and I went to Summit, which is the conference that we have every year, and I saw all these people walking across the stage, and like, they were earning 6 figures. Some of them were millionaires. They were quitting their jobs, all this stuff. I'm like, I'm going to do that. That's going to be me. So then my why changed. I was like, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to make it happen. And then when I quit my job, of course, my why changed, and it still continues to change over time. So it's important to know why you're doing this, and you want it to be so big. You want your why to make you cry. It's going to be different for everybody. Some people want to, become diamond because it means more income, and that means that they'll be able to provide for their family, or maybe they'll be able to start a savings account to, support their children when they go to college one day. Mine right now is that I want to become a millionaire by the time I'm 30, which I'm like, oh, that's easy. Like, I still got 3 years. I got plenty of time. And it's not because I'm like money hungry. Money is actually the least important thing to me. It's what I can do with the money and all the people that I can help and helping my family. So that's the most important thing that you want to figure out, is why you're doing this. And, really, really dig deep and think about it. And you want to keep it in front of you at all times, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. You want to just stay focused on that. If you don't already have a dream board or a vision board, I do encourage you to make one of those. That way, it's always in front of you, so that like I said, why you're doing this. So it keeps you going forward. So the second thing that you want to do is you want to make a deadline of when you want to make this goal happen. I actually heard this quote. I can't remember what I was listening to. I think it might have been Brian Tracy or somebody, but it was personal development. And they said that your bank account will change when you set goals. And I can definitely attest to that, because I actually used to be the one that didn't want to set a deadline to my goals because I'd be disappointed in myself if I didn't make it happen. But what I realized is that when you set a deadline to your goal, even if you don't make it, which, as we know, that's not the right kind of mindset to have. You want to tell yourself you're going to do it, even if you don't know how. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, but when you set a deadline to the goal, it's going to push you forward to make it happen. I mean, we're all humans. Like, I procrastinate. I'll just be like, oh, later, someday. Like, someday I'll be elite. Doesn't matter right now. I don't care. I'm too tired, too lazy. I want to watch movies, whatever. I mean, believe me, that stuff goes through my head. But without making a deadline for our goals, it's probably not going to happen. Like, we're probably just going to keep pushing it off. So you want to make a deadline. And I just have to tell you guys, becoming a diamond coach, it might sound scary right now. You might not have any clue how it's going to happen. You might be talking to people and they're telling you no, but it's really simple. It doesn't take that long. Chelsea did it in the matter of like 3 weeks, because it's something that happens. Like, once it starts, it just has a domino effect. And if you focus on just recruiting for just a little bit and don't do a challenge group, just for those couple of weeks, and you focus on that, it can happen really, really quick. So I encourage you guys. I mean, I know we all have Christmas coming up next week, and I'm going to be with my family, and I want you guys to all, focus on being with your families. But I would definitely say that you all can be diamond by the end of January, because I'm saying, I can't talk. I'm saying a little bit later than I would normally say, just because of the fact that there's a holiday. So, I want you guys to all make a deadline for your goal. And then the third thing that is super important with goal setting is to have an accountability system. When my girls that were all going for diamond decided that they wanted to become diamond, I reached out to all of them and asked them what kind of accountability they wanted. Do you want to do a phone call with me every week, or are you just the kind of person that you're just going to go do your own thing and you'll text me when you need me? Kimmie and Melissa are two people that I talk to every week, and we get on here and we just brainstorm and we get stuff done. But Chelsea is someone that, like, she doesn't have time to do a Zoom call with me because she's too busy out there recruiting. And then she'll text message me all day and send me people's responses and say, hey, how do I respond to this? But really, that accountability is what is going to push you to make your goals happen, because when you're sharing with your sponsor what you're doing, we're going to be able to help you get closer to that goal because we've already done it. So, you have to kind of figure out what kind of accountability system works best for you. Some of my coaches want me to be really hands-on and ask them, how many invites did you send out today? This kind of stuff. But some people are scared of that. So you just have to work with your sponsor and figure out what works best for you. And also, if you guys don't already have a push partner, I really, really encourage you to get a push partner. It took me 5 tries to find my push partner now, Lauren, which I love to death. And I think her and I started working together maybe in May. And she has been such a vital part of my success in this business because she's on a different team. So I learn a lot of stuff from her. Someone that's in her downline is actually in the top 10 of the whole company. So her team definitely knows what they're doing. So it can make a really big difference just to have someone else to talk to and brainstorm ideas with. And, the reason why I think accountability is so important is not because I want, us as your upline to, be like a dictator and be like, Bonnie, you must do this. You must send out these invites right now or I'm going to shoot you in the face. Like, well, that's kind of intense. That sounds really mean. But it's not that we want to be like that. It's because we care. I've been using this as an example, but, think about high school basketball, like a high school basketball coach. The team has a goal to win the championship or whatever you call it. I don't even know. But say they want to win the championship. So the coach, may make his players go run 80,000 laps until they throw up. And the players are probably going to be pretty pissed at him while they're running all the laps and they're throwing up all over themselves when they're running. But when they win the championship, they're going to be thanking their coach that he pushed them a little bit harder than what they wanted to go and out of their comfort zones because they made their really big goal happen. So if you get a little bit of tough love from us or we call you out on your excuses or, you think that we're pushing you a little bit too hard, you just tell us, but just know that it's because we care. And I just realized that I used to shy away from doing that with my team. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to reach my fullest potential or help other people reach theirs if I just shy away and I'm like too afraid to say some of the things that I might be afraid that I'm going to piss people off. And honestly, we're not going to get pissed off at each other because if we're honest with each other and we're doing it out of love, then everyone's going to be happy. So just as a review real quick, when it comes to goal setting, you want to, number one, figure out why you're doing it. Number two, make a deadline. And then number three, have an accountability system in place. I know I talk really fast, so I'm going to open it up at the end to see if anyone has any questions. But right now, I wanted to just go through a really simple daily to-do list. And if you do these three things every single day, you will become diamond very quickly, like I was saying earlier. And like I also said, this is something when you're shooting for diamond, I think it's best to not host a challenge group, but only focus solely on recruiting because the less that you're doing, the more focused you can be. Because when you have all those distractions coming in, you're just going to be spread too thin and you're not going to be good at anything. I actually have this list that I've been carrying around with me like forever. And these are all my coach prospects. And when I was really going hard to become 5-star qualified so I could be elite, I literally just focused on just this list every day. I went on Operation BFF and I just talked to all these people every single day, all the time. I didn't bring up Beachbody every time I talked to them, but I just, got to know them, got to know what was going on in their life. And then a couple of times a week, I would remind them, of our next upcoming boot camp group. So, yes. So these are just 3 things that you'll want to do to become diamond, and it can happen very, very quick. So the first thing is to make your list. And I want you guys to think bigger than just your dream team list. Like you want to think more than 20 people. Because, with becoming diamond, it's a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more likely you're going to get a yes. I know what Chelsea did is her original list was maybe 20 or 30 people. And she started reaching out to them. And then one day she was like, I want to be diamond like today. So I'm just going to talk to as many people as I possibly can. So she had a list of like 83 people. She sent out an indirect invite, which I'm going to talk about in a second. She sent it out to 83 people. And that is why she went diamond so quickly, because it's a numbers game. She had more people that she put it in front of, so there was more likely a chance of someone saying yes. So I really want to encourage you guys to do that. I want you to open your minds and not rule people out or just prejudge people and say, oh, they'd never do this. Because even if they don't, they might know someone that would or would be really good at it. So you want to make your list and you want to make it as big as possible. And then the second, let me back up. Another thing that I have done that is super helpful is I just went through my entire Facebook friends list, and I have a list of all of my Facebook friends, and I have this on Twitter, for Twitter and Instagram too. And I just have it in alphabetical order. And then each day I go on there and I invite 5 people. Now, if I'm going after a really big goal, it's going to be like more like 50 people. But on a general day, I send out an indirect invite to at least 5 people. So what I just open the list and I start forming people at the beginning of the week. And then I X off next to their name after I send out the invite, because, you might think that, you've talked to everyone already, or whatever. But when you actually go through and look at all your friends and write them all out on a list, then your eyes will really open and be like, oh my gosh, like I have like almost 3,000 friends on Facebook, and I think I've invited maybe a tenth of them. I'm like, I need to get on this. So that's the first thing, is to make your list. The second thing is to send out an indirect invite. And this is something that I've taught about in the training, so you guys should be familiar with it. But if you're not, I'll be sure that I send out the resources in the group message so that you guys can have it. But the indirect invite is basically just a way to put coaching in front of people in a way that you're not directly asking them if they want to be a coach. And Chelsea and I just found, when she went diamond very quickly, that this was the best invite to use, because 99.999% of people are going to tell you, yes, I'll look at your video. Because when you compliment them and say, you know, I really admire you, like you're such a great business-minded person. It sounds way more eloquent when I actually type it out. But, you know, you basically just compliment them and just say, I have this video that we're using for our team. It's a video that I made. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. And, you know, I just love your opinion on it. If I send it to you, would you take a quick look at it? Everyone always says yes. So that's why the indirect invite is so effective. And like I said, I'll make sure I send it out to you guys. So send it out to as many people as you humanly possibly can. And in the document, it'll kind of go through like what you say when people respond back to you and how to set all of that up. So it teaches you step by step exactly what to say. And then the third thing that you want to do is you want to set up a three-way call with your sponsor so that they can close your prospects. This is something that Chelsea and I did, and basically what she would do after she sent the indirect invite out and they watched the video, she would follow up with them and say, you know, she would make sure that she set a time to follow up. Like, will you have watched the video for sure by tomorrow at 5? Can I follow up with you then? Because if you don't set a time to follow up and they don't give you a specific time that they're going to have watched it by, you're going to be going in circles and circles and circles. And just trust me, because I did that forever and ever and ever until I learned otherwise from Eric Worre. So what you'll want to do is after they watch the video, you'll kind of just ask them. And again, this is detailed in the document that I'll send. You'll just kind of want to ask them, like, is this something you've ever considered yourself, or do you know of anyone I could help? And then if they say that they're interested, then you'll just kind of say, well, I'd love to get you on the phone with my sponsor. She's been doing this a lot longer and she can answer all your questions. And then just kind of ask them, does Tuesday or Wednesday work best for you? And then go from there, set up a time. And what we did is Chelsea and I just got on the phone. I did all the talking. She kind of just sat back and watched. She really didn't have to do anything but introduce us. I kind of quickly got to know the person. I asked them what questions they had about coaching, answered all of them, and then I asked them the closing questions that are in a document that I'll send you guys as well. And this is just something that Eric Worre teaches, and it's so simple. You guys, since I started implementing that, I have not had one single person tell me no. Every single person that I ask these questions to, when I'm on these calls with coach prospects, they tell me yes, and they sign up. So it works. It's super, super effective. So real quick, just to go through the three things, because I know that was a lot of information. Number 1, make your list. Again, make it as big as you possibly can. Number 2, send out indirect invite. And number 3, do a three-way with your sponsor to get them to close them. And just in addition to all of that, just make sure that you're following up with these people. Like that list that I just showed you guys a second ago, I talked to them multiple times throughout the week, and I just, Operation BFF, how's life going? What are you up to? Because people aren't going to care what you have to offer them until they see that you care about them. So those are the 3 things that you need to do every day to become diamond. It's actually super duper simple. And like I said earlier, it might sound complicated. Like you might be like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, this is just so big. I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I believe in all of you guys. I have already seen that you guys are all freaking amazing and are capable of so much. So I know that all of you guys can make this happen really quickly. So just don't think about it being intimidating or anything like that. Just be determined and have belief, and you're going to make it happen. So I have like 2 more things that'll only take me a couple minutes to talk about. So I'm going to put you guys on the spot now, and I'm going to call on someone because I want to hear y'all's goal and your why. So I'm going to call on Bonnie. Is that okay with you? Just put your thumbs up and I'll unmute you. She's like, well, now I got to say yes. So Bonnie, why do you want to be a diamond, and what is your deadline for your goal?
All right. I would like to be a diamond mainly to help financially support my family. Um, feel really privileged to get to be a stay-at-home mom, and because of everything going on with my son, it's something that's necessary anyway. But I don't know. This is something I wanted to do for a long time anyway, and that's my main goal.
I love it.
Well, as far as like when, I'd like to. I'm going to go by the end of February.
Okay. Love it. Cool. Thanks for sharing, girl. I'll mute you back now. All right, I'm going to pick on you now, Allie. Is that okay? Okay, girl. So share with us. Why do you want to be diamond, and what's your deadline?
I want to be diamond. Sorry, I'm like sick.
Oh no.
But that's okay. But
Feel better.
thanks. I think I will. I have a lot of days off coming up, so that's awesome. But I want to be diamond because I think that would prove to me that this business does work. So I think that, I mean, that is like the stepping stone that would gain like all the momentum, I feel like, because then I could more boldly, I think, talk to people saying like, this is a financial opportunity, like you can do this, like there are people out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of it. And so I think, and at that point I would have witnessed a lot of people transforming and everything like that. So that would be awesome. And I want, I'll be diamond before, I forget the exact date that I put, but it was like the first week of March. So I want to make sure that I am diamond before I have my baby.
Yeah, love it, girl. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Yeah, and guys, I'll meet you back. Thanks for sharing, girl. I know that it can be difficult to have confidence to share the coaching opportunity when you don't have like a big story of your own yet. But, you know, one thing that I told Chelsea to focus on is that you want to focus on just sharing how Beachbody has helped you already, because, you know, you don't have, like, it actually gets a little bit more difficult the more successful you get. I mean, people kind of come to you, but it makes your story less relatable. Like if I told someone how much I made, like they would probably be like, yeah, whatever, shut up. But if you have like a story that you're like, I earned $100 extra this month to pay my light bill, or, you know, I'm just in this awesome community of people and I've just become so much of a happier person. We're like a family, like we pray for each other. I just love them, you know, or talk about how the workouts have helped you, you know, little things like that. Really, really, like other people want that. Like, I mean, even if people aren't telling us that, they see what we're doing on Facebook and they're out there hating because they want it to. They might not tell us that, but, you know, we just have to share how it's helped us, no matter how small you think it may be. Like, don't compare yourself to where I'm at because I've been doing this a lot longer. So, you know, just share the stories of the people that are on the team and, you know, share your own story of how it's helped you. And yeah, hopefully that made sense. All right, Amanda, I know you told me your goal when we were on with Chelsea, but I'm still going to pick on you anyway, if that's okay. Okay. So why do you want to be diamond, and what's your deadline?
Well, originally my deadline was the beginning of January, but I'm actually out of town the 7th through 11th, and I won't have any service. So by the end of January,
Okay.
I already have like, I think 12 people lined up that Chelsea's going to talk with me.
That's awesome.
But Christmas, everyone's excuse is Christmas, so
yeah,
hopefully after. And then my why is that I want to stay home with her. So I don't want to go back to work and leave her. I don't want to have to give her to a daycare or anything like that.
And we don't want you to either. So we're going to make it happen. Love it. Thanks for sharing, girl. Yeah, guys. Also, like, it's totally normal. Like, this is the absolute slowest month of the year ever humanly possible. Like, it always happens. But I just want to tell you guys, try to appreciate this rest time now, because the next 6 months are going to radically blow your mind with how many people are going to be running to you because they're realizing that they got fat. And I'm not trying to be mean, but they got fat during the holidays and they have to put a bathing suit on soon. So, oh my gosh, Jessica, come help me. Like, I want to look like that. Like, okay, that sounded really mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be funny more so than anything. But really, just appreciate this time. And, you know, something that I have just shared with people that have, because I've gone all those money objections and stuff because of Christmas, you know, I used to like hesitate to say certain things because I didn't want to push people, or I didn't want them to like think I was like, you know, harassing them or push too far. But I just realized, again, kind of like what I was saying earlier, I have to help people. I have to help pull out their fullest potential. So when people tell me that, I'm like, okay, I totally understand that. I know the holidays is super important, but I want to help you make this happen because it sounds like you really need it. And I say that because I care. So I had a guy, I had a conversation literally right before I got on here. I'm like, so here's a few ideas that I have. Number one, would it help you if I could help you earn up to $300 within your first day if you implement what is in our boot camp training? Because that is possible. So that's something you could say. And then I'll say, you know, number two, could you borrow the money from someone? Number three, could you borrow $10 and $20 here and there from a few different people? Number four, could you put it on your credit card and I'll help you earn the money back? Number five, could you take it out of your savings account and I can help you earn the money back? And I used to never, ever, ever, ever say stuff like that because I was so afraid I was going to piss people off. And I just say to them, I'm like, I am not saying this to you because I need people on my team. Believe me, I don't need any people. And, you know, you guys have to have that kind of mindset too. Even though you have a rank goal, you don't want to be needy. I know I was needy before when I was going after rank goals when I first started this. And I'm not saying you guys are. But, you know, you just have to have that attitude about you. Like, I don't need you. I want to help you. I'm giving you an opportunity. Yes, you have to have money to start it, but I'm going to help you earn money that is just going to, I mean, you don't have to tell them it's going to blow their mind. But, you know, if you tell someone you can help them earn $300, of course they're going to give you $150 to teach them how to do that. So you just kind of have to get creative and just ask people and just tell them, I'm not trying to push you. I don't want you to do anything that you don't want to do. I'm saying this because I care about you and I want to help you figure out a way to make it work. And I usually will share a story with them, you know, of how it's helped me financially or how it's helped my sponsor, Lindsay. She paid off like $80,000 of credit card debt in a year and a half. So I'll just share those stories and you guys can share them too, to just kind of let people know like this is possible. So hopefully that helps you guys a little bit. There's some stuff in the Dropbox where I kind of put that all in a Word document, and it's in the sharing the business opportunity folder if you guys need it. We have 6 minutes left. So real quick, I'm going to give you guys a quick homework assignment, not because I want to be a dictator again, but because I want to help you reach your goal. And it's really easy. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to work with your sponsor on your goal and send them your list of people that we talked about earlier. And that way you guys can get together and game plan. What is today? Today's Friday. So with Christmas and all happening next week, do you guys think it's doable to say to have that in by Monday the 29th? Or is that just like too much with Christmas and everything? Because if it is, then we can say the first week of January. What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up if the 29th is okay. Okay, cool. So have that, your goal and your list to your sponsor by the 29th. And the reason I want you guys to do this is, like I said, so you can game plan. It'll help you make it, it'll help make it a lot more clear so you know exactly where to go. And when you're clear on what to do, you're going to be more likely to achieve your goal. You'll stay organized and stress-free, which is what we all want. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, if you have not watched The Secret already, you have got to go watch it now. This movie, like you can look it up on YouTube. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. That's where I watched it. I got the poop scared out of me to think negative ever again, because I realized I'm going to attract all this negative shit in my life if I keep thinking all of it. So I'm just not going to think it anymore. As much as I want to, I just won't. So you've got to watch The Secret. Radically changed my mindset. And if you, I don't know if you guys have heard of the book Think and Grow Rich. I listened to it in an audio version on YouTube, but I started reading that also right around the same time that I went to Tony Robbins. And that literally showed me exactly what to do as far as goal setting. And basically, when you start reading it, it'll kind of teach you that with your goals, you want to write it out, have it right in front of you. I had mine on my bathroom mirror on a note card. So, because I go pee all the time, so I knew I would see it a lot. So every time I saw it, I would read it out loud. The key is to say it as soon as you wake up and before you go to bed. And I would say it multiple times throughout the day. I would be like running down the road, like chanting it. Like people probably thought I was a nut, like, this weird chick running down the road saying, I'm elite. Like, what is she talking about? But that's what I did. Like, I just said it over and over and over. I kept it in front of me. And you'll learn more about it in the book. But basically, you have to say it in present tense too. That's the most important thing. But your mind's going to attract all the things into your life. Like, it sounds like this weird cuckoo shit, but it really works. Like, it's going to attract all the things into your life that's going to make it happen. So those were the 2 real quick homework assignments. Send your goal and your list to your sponsor by the 29th, and make sure you watch The Secret and either listen to or read Think and Grow Rich. And then I have a closing quote, and then I'll just open it up to ask if you guys have questions. I'm like out of breath. You guys are probably like, what is she even saying? Because I talk so fast. So the closing quote, I just really like it. How we handle our fears will determine where we go with the rest of our lives. And it's by Judy Blume. And I'm not calling you guys fearful or anything, but I just really like it because I've been full of fear. Or I was full of fear for so long. And it is true. Like, once you overcome all your fears, like, everything happens. So if anyone has any questions, just type in the chat box or raise your hand or whatever, and I'll unmute you. And we have 2 minutes left on here, but I can always start another one if you guys have stuff you want to talk about. Okay, Allie, hi.
Hi. So I'm having a little bit of a situation of, I think I was kind of directing a lot of conversations towards the challenge groups because, oh no, that's what we said to do when we first started. And so then all these people are kind of like, oh, well, I want to, see the products first. Like, when I then start talking about coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's my problem. It's just that a lot of people are wanting to kind of move slowly, but as far as moving forward, I don't know. Maybe it's just, I just need to have more people. Maybe that's my problem. But anyway, so what is your advice on that?
I have some advice, and I know Kimmie has a great answer too, but I'm going to start a new one because we have less than a minute. So I'll send you guys a new link, and if you can come back, sorry, Bonnie's talking. If you can't come back, it's okay. I only have 30 minutes to our next call, so.
Yes, I was just saying I'm really sorry, but I have to go.
No, that's okay. No worries. We're glad you were here.
Sorry for being fidgety and cracking up.
No.
In the hospital lobby are like